Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're here on the Bama Standard. Another episode of the Final Whistle. Yes, it's the Final Whistle where we give you everything. Football, expert analysis, trending topics. Of course, we're going to talk about the Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, Roll. And I'm here with my Crimson Avengers, the crew, the rowdy crew. Let me start below. The guy who is number 32 in your hearts, Chris K. James Sr. How are
number
you?
Number one,
32
number 32
in
on the field.
Yeah, 32 in your heart.
That must mean I'm behind Matt. I'm behind Matt, E. Gray, Darby, Bino. I'm number 32.
Yeah,
I'm way down there, man.
Long way. You got a long way.
I'm around Jermaine Burton level, man. Don't nobody love me, man.
Oh man, nah,
I'm ready to get it started, baby. Tuesday night, let's go, man.
Let's go. Speaking of let's go, ladies and gentlemen, Bingo Hall, Buick LeSabre, dancer for the 2024 up and coming, Mr. Jelly Roll himself, Chocolate Thunder. Dan, James, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm always good, man. Appreciate the love and the shout out, man.
I need to borrow some money, man. I need a few big. I'm gonna call you. And ladies and gentlemen, right above him,
you made the nursing homes man of the month for November speechless.
Oh, did
I? Oh man. Right above him, Mr. Around the Table Sports, ATS. Ty Haynes, how are you, sir?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you. And right above him, the guy who hates Ohio State more so than, I don't know, anybody, our resident Debo, Lou Sean, how are you, sir?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, my favorite guy, the guy who put the iron strip in T-Town, Daniel Petty. How are you today, sir?
Man, ready to get hype. I feel like everybody is calm before the storm tonight. Everybody's so chill. We need to hit the strip.
We got it, man. We got it. And we got a special guest, one of my old teammates, class of 2003 in the building. West Morgan High School, finest of North Alabama.
Let's go.
36, can play. He was a running back in high school when I remember him. And he played DB safety, my guy. Eric Gray, how are you, sir?
How we doing, man? I'm doing good, man. Roll Ties, South-Fi, glad to be here. And let's have a great one.
Hey man, you left off movie star.
Oh, yeah, movie star.
Yeah, movies. Hold on, before we get started, Eric, you got to tell about your movie, man.
Yeah.
Where they can find it.
Yeah, so, about that, you can go to, it's called Castle Falls, starring Dolph Lundgren. You can find it on Amazon Prime, Hulu, of course, YouTube, everywhere. I pretty much all the streaming platforms. You can find it on there. That was my first major nationwide debut movie that aired in theaters overseas as well here in the States, certain parts. And came out. Yeah, Castle Falls, man, had a leading role in there. So you guys go check it out. And I'm still working it. I'm still doing it.
It's a good movie too, man. Y'all got to check it out, man.
Castle Falls. I want to roll as an extra in the next movie.
Ivan Drago. You were in a movie with Ivan Drago.
Yes, yeah, that's my guy. Yes, had great time. I've seen it together and everything. I enjoyed it.
It's a good movie.
All I could think about when I saw him was that's dude from Rocky. What? That's really him.
He dies. He dies.
I had to get over that part and get the acting going. But yeah, I had a great time, man. So guys, go check it out.
I just want to be a stunt man. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, he is rude, man.
Yeah, this is the only stunt you gonna do.
It's the only stunt.
Love it.
Well, speaking of big time movies, the Final Whistle is the big time show here on the Bama Standard. You know, I love to brag about the Bama Standard, the number one spot for Alabama football content. And as usual, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that like, subscribe button. Don't just hit it. Pause. Listen, we're always sponsored by our sponsors, workspacesolutions.com. If you want to take your business online digital presence to the next level, go to workspacepros.com. That is Workspace Solutions at workspacepros.com to take your business to the next level. Guys, it's been a great week. So a lot has happened. Let's get it started. Let's talk about predicting Alabama All SEC freshman team. And Petty, you know what we got to do. Chris, you can only name maybe one or two players. You can't name the whole signing class.
No,
Hey,
Yeah, let me go first before he names the whole.
Yeah, I'm going to you going first. You going first.
Let me go first before he names the
Nobody
whole.
left for y'all. I'm gonna leave some
Chris,
on the
you
ball.
going
I'm not even
last.
gonna name Ryan Williams.
You going last.
All right.
Ty,
You already
can't
did.
take that. I know
No,
Ryan. You
that's
can't
fine.
take that one.
Chris can go
You
last.
already did.
So
go Ty.
I was very close to Ryan Williams. I think everybody on this panel will know it's no secret how high I am on him. I think that, you know, we throw around the word a generational talent, probably a bit too much, but with Ryan Williams, it fits. I mean, the guy as a sophomore is already understanding how to get a defensive back on his toes, how to attack the different angles, super advanced, not to mention he's got a complete route tree, ran a 10.49 as a sophomore. Ridiculous. But I'm going to go two different ways, right? First and foremost, I am going another guy who's going to be in the wide receiver room, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to go Caleb Odom. Gentlemen, Nick Saban always said something that has stuck with me, and that's create value for yourself. How can you create value? When Alabama gets in the red zone, you can't defend 6'5", right? You either have 6'5" or you don't. And he's got an incredible vertical. So why I bring up Caleb Odom is because he is going to be able to insert himself into red zone packages. Once he succeeds there, it's going to be hard to take him off the field. He's an instant mismatch, right? A similar argument can be made for Daniel Hill, who is an absolute wrecking ball. But because that running back room is so loaded, I digress. Caleb Odom is my first pick. 6'5", really super incredible talent. Tight end physicality with wide receiver speed, skill set, and route tree. Jump balls are going to be a nightmare for defenses once they get in the red zone. My second on defense, I'm going to go Red Morgan. He's come in here. Devontae Smith is the guy he's competing with. Very excited for Devontae Smith. You know, he's a guy that has been around. He has stuck through the process, and he has got a lot of talent. Unfortunately, the injury bug has bitten. But fear not. You have Red Morgan. And guys, you've heard some of the people on this team. Kobe Prentice, if I'm not mistaken, was talking about how Red Morgan reminds you a little of Caleb Downs. Not necessarily in the physicality standpoint, but in the ability to be a cerebral defensive back and get concepts that typically freshmen just don't walk in and understand. So my two on the all-SEC freshman team for Bama, Caleb Odom on offense, Red Morgan on defense.
Let's
Can I
go.
go now?
No, you can't go yet. Let's go, LaShawn. Give us your take, sir.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, it's kind of difficult. I'm gonna go a different way. I'm gonna go two redshirt freshman guys because that still counts as a freshman team. So I'm gonna start in the running back room. Give me Richard Young.
Ooh.
All freshman team. That dude is a battering ram. I saw it in person. It's impressive. I mean, to run on our defense, it is not easy, regardless of what anybody wants to say about the scheme. We still have some of the top athletes, and they're the most physical, coached by one of the most lethal dudes in the country. So that was still impressive to me. And on the defensive side, since you let me go first, give me Quay Russo. And that's just flat out. Y'all,
nice.
that's all I need to say right there. Y'all know who he is. He's going to be impressive this fall. I can't wait to see it happen. Those are my two. Chris. Two.
Can I go now?
Dan, go Dan.
Man, I'm glad y'all left me some meat on the bone.
That's what I'm saying, man. They want to hand me with a name on.
I'm gonna go two, but I'm gonna kind of throw a little curve in there. On defense, I'm gonna go with Justin Okoronkwo. Really high on this guy. You know, I think he's gonna be able to contribute early. Special teams and certain packages we'll have for him. And secondly, I'm gonna go with special teams. That's gonna be my guy Jaylen Mbakwe.
Oh man, you took mine.
So
well played, Dan. I like how you played that. Well played.
Yeah, I don't think there was anybody else that we could name that's gonna be making the impact the other guy we had on offense. So I had to go special team.
Dan, you know I love that Justin Okoronkwo pick. You and I have been talking about him since he signed. That I thought he was the gem of the class. Love that.
Definitely.
Petty, my guy.
Hey man, I'm joining the club of I mean, every time I go last, I just know that I need about 10 guys on the list because they're all going to get taken. But I can't help but echo what Ty said about Caleb Odom. The kid's he's got the body to play at this level. I expect him to play early, and I expect him to make plays. So I'm not going to say much more. He broke it down good enough. But I think Odom's going to be a special player in that Crimson Tide uniform. I'm going to go with one man with all of the stars that Mbakwe, Mincy. I mean, it's just a star-studded class in the DB room. One that got overlooked is the one with the pedigree that kind of flashed on A-Day. I'm going with Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
I think he works himself into the rotation, and we're talking about SEC freshmen. You got to get just enough playing time to show some flash, and I think he shows enough flash to make that team. He got it.
He's a flasher, and he's a ball hawk. Let's go, E. Gray.
All right. So I'm going to pull a little bit from my man. I think he'll still be a freshman. Not mistaken, from 23 signing class, Keon Keeley. So he redshirted last year, number one defensive end. Didn't get a chance to, of course, just develop. He's number one defensive end, 6'5", 240-something pounds. Put on a little bit more weight, so he's probably at 250, 260 almost now. And with this defensive line, that's a place where, yes, we are. That's our strength, but I see it being opportunity where we always rotate guys in and out. So he's going to get a chance to get in there and be able to create some plays and make some things happen. He's a freakish athlete, long, rangy. Like I said, had a chance to build up his lower body a little bit more to hold up. So I think he's going to be a big surprise for this year. Keon Keeley is going to be my guy on defense. And then flip around the offense, I got to go back my man Ty, Ryan Williams. I haven't seen a talent like that at that position. I mean, probably since Julio came out. I mean, the guy, he's legit everything that they said he was and some. The guy was playing in the state championship game like he wasn't like he was playing in the first round. Like that's the best of the best. And it was he never looked like he was like anybody was even on his level out there. Not taken away from Clay Chalfer, even though they won the game. It was like they had no answer for this guy. It's simply they just ran out of time, more than anything. And like the man got a elusive speed. He's a great route runner. He understands the position really well already. So I think he's gonna be a plug and play guy, especially when the place coming into Alabama where there is no marquee go-to guy right now that we can say, okay, well, he's a guy. So to me, that position is wide open for the taking, where you're going to have a multiple guys to be able to, to show up and show out. Tight end Dupree going to do his thing, but it's going to follow up with, I think, my man Ryan Williams getting in there and utilizing him, in a special way. So that's my two guys, Keon Keeley, Ryan Williams.
Nice.
He was also a man amongst boys in that Mississippi Alabama High School All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
Speaking of man amongst boys, Chris, your time is finally here, sir.
Man, y'all joke left me some scraps, man. I don't like your last one.
No, there's plenty on that. There's plenty of meat. Man. There's so much meat on that bone.
All right, don't throw y'all some curveballs.
Okay.
See, when y'all do this to me, I gotta make people live up to the hype, right? All right. So defense, since I'm a defensive guy, I'm gonna start with Mincy. Mincy's gonna play, man. After these 30 days of fall camp, that 6'3" frame, he's gonna show that he's too good to keep off the field. That dude is unreal. Zay Mincy is gonna play, man. I don't care. He's gonna get in somewhere and lock down the road somewhere. All right. On the offensive side of the ball, Rico Scott. He's going to come in and fall camp and take
I
over.
like that one.
Mark my word.
I like that too. Okay, that leaves me with a few guys. Defense. I'm going James Smith in the defensive line, being able to play in this defense, being able to free up. I think he's going to be an unheralded guy that nobody's really talking about. And offensively, I'm going to have to just jump on the bandwagon. Ryan Williams, I mean, the guy's tape. It's hard for me to go against receivers, but I just love the guy, man. He's electric. He's agile. He could do multiple. He's explosive. That guy is going to be my two takes. Anybody else that we kind of left out, Chris?
Hey, I'm gonna add. You never get a hit on him. You never can get a solid hit on him either. He knows how to avoid. He's what's special.
Hey.
Matt.
Yo.
He didn't redshirt last year.
He played 9 games.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did? Ah, my
Yeah.
bad.
He's
You got to come with somebody else.
Yeah, he's going to be in the second line defensive line rotation, the law firm of Smith and Smith.
I'm gonna go with
Ooh.
Draker Patrick Jr.
Hey,
Ball hawk.
That's
He's
a
just a
great
ball
one.
hawk. He's a ball hawk.
one guy to keep your eye on also is Amari Jefferson,
Yeah.
receiver out of Tennessee.
Yeah. And one more we didn't name, Xavier Brown.
Xavier Brown.
David Brown.
I mean, there's a lot we didn't name.
Yeah, there's a lot. Mincy,
I
got a chance to get in that rotation.
I made a Chris James roster just in case. I made a Chris James roster.
too?
just in
Give me
case.
one more, Lou.
Chris,
One
now
more.
you know. Chris, now you know how I feel
Forget
every
about
time I'm
me.
at the end.
I mean,
Give him one more, Lucy.
hey, we forget about the offensive line.
I knew
The
that.
offensive line. offensive
McVay.
tackle. Give me Wilkin Formby. Give me Wilkin
Ooh.
Formby.
Formby.
Good one.
Right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
battling
Yeah,
for
yeah.
time at tackle, man.
He might win that
Telling
right
you.
tackle position,
What about-
especially.
Hey,
McVay is a freshman
Well,
or red shirt, or did he play?
Yeah,
in
red
the
shirt.
game?
redshirt. He's
and
a redshirt.
And if I may, to back up Lucian's point here, whenever you break down the all 22 of this Kalen DeBoer offense, the amount of pulling they do on their offensive line is ridiculous. I've never quite seen anything like it. I can't tell you how many times I saw the center pulling. Like, you have got to be athletic, and I think that's going to serve Wilkin Formby well for that right tackle position. That's a really sneaky good pick.
No, and they live to work into the second level of the defense on that offensive line in the run game. So you're absolutely right. You've got to be athletic. People that have, and I know Ty harps on the offensive line about every show. Ty's got to be drooling for this, because if you watch game
so
film
excited.
of the offensive lines, the way a Washington works, it's really a thing of beauty.
Hey, do you guys find it ironic that they got 4 guys that can really move before? And this was Saban before DeBoer even got there. Nada, Poe, Sanders. Have you seen
Poe's a dog.
all those guys can
Poe's a
pull,
dog.
they can move, man. They can put you
Yeah.
on your foot.
I've
Yeah,
watched
it's
Poe in
crazy
high
that-
school. He's a dog.
Yes, and it's crazy that they were able to like get those 4 guys that actually all fit into DeBoer's scheme. It's like you didn't have to. You remember, like before then, the last 2 classes before then, we were just signing big, heavy guys, big. But these guys were here more on the slender side. And,
I think a lot of that. Go
a
ahead.
lot
Chris.
of upside.
I think a lot of that speaks to Saban's foresight, knowing what he had in the quarterback room. You got to think about it. When he had Bryce Young, we ain't doing much pulling. We know Bryce Young is our go-to. We got to make sure we have some dogs who can pass, protect, and protect them. We ain't doing all this running right there. We kind of moved away from that. And I think he see, okay, Bryce gonna be gone. Now we got Ty, we got Jalen. That's more of a running. We got to kind of get more balance, rebalance ourselves a bit more offensive line. Therefore, we need to get some guys who can pull, who can get downhill. So I think he was playing to what he saw in the quarterback room early on, knowing that he's gonna take some time for them players to develop years down the road. So I think that speaks to a lot of why he did what he did and how he started stacking up on running backs so heavily the last few years with different sizes of running backs. So I think that kind of, and it just unfortunately played right into the hands of what Kalen DeBoer is going to be doing more this year. So,
Lucian, great point.
Oh, you want another one?
Yeah,
I'll
you
give
had
one
your
right
finger
now.
up. I thought you wanted to say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to throw out Jordan Reynolds out there too, because in this
Reynolds.
defense, in this defensive line setup, there's going to be so much rotation. like my man said, E said, there's going to be rotation. Players are going to get a lot of one-on-one opportunities. And our athletes in a one-on-one situation, we're winning every time. So there's a healthy dose of players that could be all freshmen. I mean, and I think that's what's going to shock most people is that we have so much talent throughout this entire roster. We are deep. Like we're naming people that aren't even on campus yet. If that's a clue.
I love it.
Big.
Let's go.
I got one more.
Let's go. Dan Ennis on this one.
Yes. I'm gonna say I did give an offensive guy, man. What about Bubba Hampton?
Yeah, don't sleep on him. Explosive, athletic, could do so much. Listen, I'm just glad we got Kalen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, Brian Ellis. We have offensive gurus that are looking at. We got a Ferrari, we got a Lambo, we got a Porsche, we got a Maserati, we got a Bentley, we got a Rolls Royce. Like they're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna put these guys in so many positions to be successful. Where it's going to be hard to game plan for Alabama, especially offensively. And when the defense catches up, listen, college football better wake up. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go. I'm with it.
Let's go. So speaking of let's go, guys, let's talk about this year's, the big college football news. EA Sports is in the game.
Yes, sir.
I'm in there. If you saw me, I was streaking and doing the promo of the trailer. No, I'm just kidding. Alabama, showed the trailer. Milroe, played a nod to 4th and 31. But listen, the college football game has been since we were in college, they had the game, I believe. Greg, I think it's been 10 years. College football is excited.
Yeah, we was all we couldn't wait. We could not wait. Like
11 years.
Kids don't understand how hype it was.
Thoughts and prayers to the wives.
Yeah, all the wives, the girlfriends. We're sorry.
It's over.
I'm pulling out my Xbox. I'm pulling it back out.
let me be the first. Let me be the first to tell you they got a touchdown celebration of a dance Dan does at the nursing home for the old ladies. So you score, you get a press. It's a touchdown dance for a dance celebration.
I heard he got the 500 for that too.
Like
the players did.
That's the X factor.
To the left. Well, guys, speaking of the game, they showed the trailer. Bama, you saw the turnover belt made its an appearance. Milroe, guys, who do you think is going to be the highest rated Tide players in college football 2025? And let's go in reverse order. Chris.
It has to be Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
He finished top 5 in the Heisman. It has to be him. He's going to be Bama's highest rated player.
Let's go. E. Gray. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We go with Deontay Lawson, all SEC performer. I think no doubt he's the engine of the defense. Like the quarterback of Jalen Milroe, he can quarterback of the defense, and I think he has proven himself for the last since he's been there that he can be that guy. So I believe he's going to be the highest rated player on the Alabama roster.
Patty.
Not so fast. I think it's Milroe given, and I think Lawson's going to be in that 91. I think he's going to be a 90s kind of. But I think the highest rated defensive player is actually going to be Malachi Moore.
I was close to throwing it in there. I'm like, oh no, bro.
Come on, DB.
Because in my mind, like it's some reason why he came. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I like Lawson. I think there's a few. I don't want to name them for the other guys, but I think Lawson's going to be up there.
He definitely, definitely. Him or Malachi are going to be leading the defense for sure.
Lushan?
Listen, I will stand on this ground till the day is done. They're tied at the top of the Tide players. 2 up front guys. Give me Tyler Booker, because let's face it, we said last week we got 3 of the most highest rated offensive linemen in the game. And let's face it, the offensive linemen make the game. And on the defensive side, Guys, I know we haven't seen him in Crimson Tide uniform, but he's proven time and time again that the boy is nasty. Give me LT Overton on the defensive side. He starts up front.
Man, I'm loving this. I had all these. I've had all
Let's
these
go.
alternates. LT's gonna be rated
I
high.
can't wait. I can't wait.
He had to
Let's
be
go,
an old
Ty.
line. You had to be an old line back your day because you riding heavy with the big boys,
Well,
I
dog.
love the trenches.
And
I love the fight.
I'm
That's
going to
what it
echo
is.
in on this, right? Give me Tyler Booker. The reason
he's
why,
gonna-
gentlemen, is I shared a clip on my stream the other day of Tyler Booker versus Texas A&M, and it was one of the most single impressive blocking jobs I've ever seen. Passes his guy to the center, throws the other guy out the club, and then has the athleticism and wherewithal to loop around Elijah Pritchett and hit the edge. 3 guys blocked in one play. That's a top 10 pick if he continues where he's going with this offensive line scheme.
You're right.
Alabama has 3 of the top 10 graded interior offensive linemen in the nation. Booker, Roberts, and Brailsford. Book it. Look, Jalen Milroe, great pick. I'm not going to argue with you there. I think he'll be up there, but Tyler Booker, don't count him out. And on defense, gentlemen, I love all your picks, but I'm simultaneously disappointed. There's a man on this roster who, like LT Overton, has not played in Crimson. A man on this roster coming out of high school that was a top 5 player in all of high school football, regardless of position. A man who ran a 10-2-5 100-meter dash, who was knocking people's heads off because his defensive coordinator is incompetent from where he came from, and that's Damani Jackson. Now he's got a great cornerback coach, all the physical tools you could want, 6'1" and runs a 10-2-5. There's not going to be a receiver outrun him, and he will take your head off. Give me Damani Jackson on the defensive side.
That was my second one, Ty.
Hey,
You
speaking
sell
of
it
line
Now,
out the club,
I don't know about that, but I tell you what, I think Booker might be I think Milroe's a given, but I think Booker might be a dark horse to be the
He gonna
highest rated
push.
offensive
Hey,
player.
Ty.
He's gonna really push.
the Georgia game when they threw, you saw that block?
Oh
that
my
double team,
gosh. Yes.
what they did to that D tackle?
Oh,
I'm going to find it, and I'm going to send this clip in the private chat. That way, when everybody's talking, y'all can go and watch this on Twitter.
it was
It's great.
Yes. Yeah, yes, that's the word. Great. Nothing less.
Let's go, Dan.
Man,
They
y'all
ripping it.
are sleeping, man. Y'all are sleeping, man. This is the easy choice. I'm glad I get to go last because y'all missed this one, man. Graham Nicholson.
Oh
Will be
man,
I'm cheating. But Graham Nicholson will be our highest rated player.
That's a good one, though.
that is a good one.
Luke
Go
Rosa
for it.
Award winner. Good one.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
go.
said
Petty?
Petty already went.
Who he said?
I'm gonna say, give me Jaden Roberts. I'm gonna show some love to the guys up front.
My guy.
I think he's gonna be one of the top guards under Coach Cap. So I think if it's like Madden, where guys progress each week with their ranking, don't sleep on Jaden Roberts. So.
I know that his strength better be a 99. Jaden told me he benches over 500 pounds, but I asked him how much did he squat. He said he doesn't know because it won't fit on the bar. The highest he squatted was 900. It won't fit on the bar.
I couldn't bench 500 pounds in a week.
Yeah, I taught him that one. I didn't want to take the credit.
We know you did
Squatting
fine.
900, dude, and to the weight can't fit on the bar no more. Dumbbells can fit on the bar.
that's dumb.
Ridiculous. That's some
Wait, no
big,
more Barbell?
that's some big baby stuff. That's Bear Bryant. That's Paul.
Barbell?
What's my man? Big baby.
Anthony Bryant.
Yes, yeah,
Bear
that's some big
Bryant,
baby type
Bear.
of stuff right there.
Yeah. Well, listen, speaking of weight and squatting crazy pounds, if you're squatting crazy pounds, you're going to need a towel to wipe the sweat. And why not get a Crimson Title towel at wetwillsports.com? So whenever you're squatting at 500 pounds, 600, 900 pounds like Jaden Roberts, and you want to wipe the sweat, go to wetwillsports.com, get you a Title towel. They do an amazing job, and you can throw it like a helicopter in Tuscaloosa and Bryant-Denny this upcoming football season. That's Title Towel at wetwillsports.com. Use the promo code STANDARD.
Hey, right quick.
Yeah.
If they do it like Madden, where the Ravens are just doing the season, that'll be pretty cool. Like the Ravens are just doing the season.
Yeah.
But if you look at the end of the season, like somebody said in the comments, Justice Haynes is going to be the highest rated player at the end of the season.
I heard Georgia's already got an NIL deal on the EA Sports game with Bud Light.
I thought it was Need for Speed.
Yeah.
No, it was
Gran
definitely Need for
Turismo.
Speed.
It was definitely Need for Speed. Okay.
Their biggest obstacle was trying to beat the police in Athens.
No, what's the name of that game that everybody played? What's the name of that game? Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's the new Georgia GTA Athens.
Oh, that's what goes on in Auburn. They try to pick up girls on the side of the street and stuff.
No, Auburn is on Pet Cemetery. They got a movie deal.
No. Auburn's
Indian.
the upper room stuff.
Wow.
Auburn's
Wow.
MTA massage.
Hot Tub Time Machine, Petty.
Auburn
Man,
played
yo,
that-
I'm trying to be good, man. I was gonna take a week off Auburn.
Me
and-
too.
and-
But speaking of Auburn, we want to pray for the player.
yeah,
that got
thoughts and
hit.
prayers for the
Yeah,
Petit
for
family,
real.
man. That
Bad,
kid.
for real. We want to
Yeah.
pray for him. I know we give Auburn a hard time, but you
Yeah.
know, that's serious stuff. So
Definitely prayers. That was sad.
keep them uplifted in your prayers for sure. So, guys, enough about Auburn. Let's get back to Tuscaloosa. Guys, I don't know what happened, but Alabama's been reeling in. I think people don't. The rest of college football I think they're probably a little bit. They thought we were done, and now they're probably like seeing, okay, Alabama actually kind of maybe improved outside of Saban. Guys, look at the talent we were bringing in. Bama lands Jamarian Gordon and Dorian Barney. I'm gonna start with Dan, then I'm gonna go Ty because y'all are kind of our, recruiting, do it all. Then we'll go Chris. But guys, let's talk about these guys. Dan, you're our lead recruit analyst.
Okay, both are huge pickups in the class of 2026. I'm really liking both of them. I love the versatility of Jamarian Juice Gordon. He could play anywhere in the backfield. I'm liking what's my guy Dorian Barney. I'm liking him more as a boundary corner. I love his length. He's already 6'1". And he fits the role of a boundary corner in this defense. And I he's still growing, still developing. So it's 2 years out. So it depends on development and everything. But right now, I'm loving him, really loving him at the boundary corner.
Ty?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go one more step with this, guys. And Jamarian Gordon, I echo everything Dan just said. I envision him more of a Husky or Rover type, depending on how he continues to fill out. He's got the versatility to play outside, but I really love his game on the inside. Great pickup there, gentlemen. Dorian Barney, and this is where I want to talk for a second. I have notes from watching his film, and some of the things I have, super polished, reminds me a lot of Zabian Brown. Now, why I say that, Zabian Brown coming out of high school, everybody said this, was the most polished defensive back in last year's cycle. The most college-ready defensive back. Guys, as a sophomore, they're hitting him with double moves, trying to confuse him, and he is flipping his hips. He's not getting turned around in a spin cycle and relying on athleticism. He's got the athleticism, but pure technique. He is staying in phase with these wide receivers. I am really impressed with where he is as a sophomore. Dan, I couldn't agree more with you. He is going to project to a boundary corner. He's going to be tough to keep off the field when he steps on campus if he's already this polished as a sophomore in high school. I think he could push for 5-star status.
Yes.
I'm really high on Barney.
And he locked up CJ Wiley, talented receiver in the spring game, last Friday? So he's the real deal. So, Chris, unofficial GM.
Well, Jamarian Gordon is an in-state win, man. He's a guy that's going to continue to climb. He's a top 250 guy. He's a kid that's going to continue to climb. They expect him to end up somewhere in the slot, but he has the size to play on the outside. It just depends on how fast he gets between now and by the time he enrolls, which you think he will get faster. I think he's going to be one of those versatile guys, Swiss Army knives. But Dorian Barney, man, y'all want me to tell you who he reminds me of? A young Antonio Cromartie. Like long, physical, ball skills, ball hawk. I think his freshman year he had like 8 interceptions as a true freshman at Eagles Landing, and then he transferred up to Peachtree Ridge up in North Atlanta. And the kid had 4 more last year, like 12 picks in 2 years on varsity, and you're just a sophomore. It's insane ball, man. The way he anticipates, the way his technique, the way he can play press coverage, he can play off coverage, he can play well in zone. His hip turn, his flexibility is there. His ball skills is there. His physicality is there. He can set the edge against the run. He's like a quarterback's nightmare, man, because he baits the quarterbacks into a lot of throws, and the way he reads routes, he jumps routes, he undercuts them. So I really think he's going to end up as a 5-star by the time his senior year ends, and I think he's going to probably end up the top corner in that class. Man, he's like, when I tell y'all, if you want to watch a treat, man, like right now, if his film would have been a senior year film, I would have had him as a top 100 guy for this past class, like this class right here. That's how good the kid is. I think he would be somebody that would come in and challenge from day one. He's
May I
that
ask
good.
a quick question?
Ty?
Of the defensive backs in the room, how impressive is it? Seriously, to see a kid that's a sophomore already display the ability that I'm not going to get put in a blender. I already have a supernatural hip turn, because that's something you see these college coaches trying to drill into these guys, and he's got it now. How impressive is that for the guys that play defensive back in here?
Man, I would say it's very impressive, because that not only speaks to having the natural ability, but it also speaks to his mental. How well he's been coached, how well he's absorbed it, and I mean, it's one thing to be taught it, but to be able to absorb it. Because again, you want to when you come at that next level in college and everything, and that speed changes, it makes you get impatient. But that means your ability to trust. That means you really trust your technique. That means you really trust what you've been coached, and you trust your eyes. And then also you have a lot of confidence in yourself. And so that speaks to that. When that speaks to all to the mental and the physical aspect, because some things is God given. I mean, the guy has, you seen film on it, he has it, but the ability not to get shaken, and still stay committed to it. Like you said, I think it's very impressive to see them come in off the top, because that's where the change happens, is when they arrive, or when they start going to these big camps with all these other 4 and 5 stars. You try to do more than what you're taught, and you started abandoning your technique and try to focus strictly on your talent and everything. But for that guy to be able to stay locked in like he's been doing and showing, that speaks to nothing more than just his maturity and his mental focus. So it's very impressive.
And another thing, man, like to harp on what he said, you tell that guy's been well coached, but the thing that's most impressive is his instincts. Like, that's something you can't coach, man. Like a few guys we played with had those defensive back instincts.
Simeon
Castile, Reggie Miles, Charlie Pepper, Roman Harper, guys that saw the play happen before it happened, man. And they just, like, you can't coach that, man. Like, we played with guys, Matt, to tell you, we played with guys who had it, but they didn't have the
quick twitch
instincts.
The instincts of a this is something,
and to trust your instincts and to trust it. That's the thing.
Because what Simeon did, Simeon wasn't the fastest guy. Simeon maybe was a 4.6 guy, 4.6, 4.7. But that guy, man, the way he read routes and jump routes, and guys like Reggie Miles, guys like that, Roman Harper, Charlie Pepper, that's what separates high draft picks from mid-round draft picks, little things like that. Because once you get to that level, man, everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's good. But when you can jump make a game changing play, a pick six, just to change the game, like the Cooper DeJean, that type of capability, man. That's things you can't coach, man. That's invaluable, man. That's very invaluable, and that's why I say I think he's gonna play early, man. He's gonna be a by the time he gets camp, he's gonna be a Pat Surtain type.
Look, and let's still go with it. I don't know, of course, with Saban being gone, that I'm sure that defense has changed a good bit. But it's not easy to come in a freshman no matter what and be able to be even positioned to be able to get all the information, you know, and be able to use that instinct. And last but not least, film study, man. Film study is huge. We think of the instinctive player like he saw the Roman Harper, the Charlie Peppers, Castro that had certain plays they made. It was so instinctive, but that a lot of that came and translated because they studied that film and they trust what they saw in that film. But like the play, I never forget, Simeon Castro had an interception on, I think it's Mississippi State, where it's why the quarterback just threw it. And he just out of nowhere just dove before the ball. He really got he's like he knew where it was going. And boom, big play. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna win, sometimes you're gonna lose. But a player of those caliber, man, that's showing that young man that he has that grit in him.
Eddie Jackson, Terry Arnold.
Yeah.
Great question.
You mentioned
wow, that was a good question, man. Good answers, fellas. That was some insightful stuff there.
I love what they said because we're switching from that Saban patented match coverage, which everybody adopted after Saban did it, to now a vision and break coverage, which is what Womack runs in his. We call it a 4-2-5, but really he calls it a 3-4 nickel. So very excited to see what this looks like.
And that's what they're running in the NFL, so it's going to be interesting to see. Patty, I'm going to go to you. That way you say you won't go last. Then we'll go LaShawn.
Look, man, I can't add any more of the breakdown than what you guys have already had. I'm going to go to the 36,000 foot view where everybody questioned would DeBoer and company be able to come into the SEC and recruit from the North? And question answered. It's already been right now.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I mean, to wrap up what everybody said on here, we got two amazing players when everybody thought we wasn't going to get nobody.
Yes, sir. We Bama, man.
Let me tell y'all, man.
Yeah.
Saban didn't take the A with him.
Yeah, when I talked to Mo Linquist, man, let me tell you about him. I did not know he had Valdosta State ties. So he's been coaching in Georgia. He told me, he's like, yeah, man, you from Auburn? He's like, man, I was at Valdosta State. And I was like, what? So just knowing like how they do it down there, man, in South Georgia, it's like it's different, man. When you have guys on your roster, man, that has ties like Gillespie. Gillespie has plenty of ties, man. Roach, plenty of ties. Womack, plenty of ties. His dad was Ole Miss D coordinator. So all those guys, you know, Mo Lunk. So not only was DeBoer smart enough, he knew that he had to get guys who had ties to this area in order to be able to be where he needed to be.
Facts. You have to compete with the Georgia Bulldogs, the Tennessee Vols coming up. I mean, come on, you got to have the roots in home. Auburn too, they coming. Freeze coming.
And then you got to have an NIL enforcer. And that's Courtney Morgan, and that dude's, I'm telling you, secret sauce.
GM, baby.
Plus, he's got ties to Houston, Texas when he was down at A&M. He's got ties to Dallas, Texas when he was the cornerback coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And he's got ties all throughout the East Coast as the head coach of Buffalo.
Right.
I'm excited.
Like I said.
People, I don't think people understand Bama might have quietly upgraded for the future, the next wave of college football under DeBoer, Morgan, all these guys, you know, on the staff. So
now watch Georgia go and get them a GM, but within the next year or two.
Everybody will. Everybody will.
They need to get a defense attorney for all them speeding tickets first.
Oh, we got the president.
They need to go get Matlock.
I low key believe we can also have get more stability because I don't think we're gonna have this. You know, everybody can't. Coach Saban was a rehab. Coach Saban rehab. Go to him. You're gonna get your head coaching job after a few years and leave. I think gonna get more stability too. So that's gonna be really big for recruiting.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Final whistle. Acknowledge me. All right, there you go.
Those, like,
so we talk about playing well under pressure. Well, I got a question. I'm going to start a new segment where I'll randomly pop in each week and ask a random question to a member of the panel. So I want y'all to get ready. So since we're talking about Simeon Castile, we've talked about Charlie Pepper. I want to ask a question, and I want it to be well thought out how you answer it. 2005 Alabama defense versus 2023 Alabama offense. How does that play out? Who's going to win that battle?
E-Gray.
E-Gray
was on that
goes
defense.
to you. Give me your answer, sir.
E-Gray was on that defense, so he go first.
Yo, the
2005
05?
defense
With D'Amico, Fred, we winning. Roman, we winning. We winning. I'm 2023, yes, because we had an identity for sure. The identity for sure. We're gonna make Milroe how to beat us with his arm. And he ain't finna be out there beat it with his arm. And I don't think that was gonna be happening. And you gotta understand the safety. We had one of the top safeties in the nation across the board in Roman Harper on the back end. We had a Super Bowl winning the Steelers. Anthony Madison, Charlie Pepper, another Super Bowl winner with the Green Bay Packers. Bino, we was stacked. D-line,
pass rushers. Mark Anderson and Wallace Gilberry.
Oh, I'm talking about D-line.
Justin, are they going against Tommy Reese, offensive player?
That's the question.
Hey,
Yeah, you said 2023.
yeah, we are going against as is.
I'm
Same
taking
rules
handicap.
apply, same
Hey,
coaches
let me just say
apply.
this. You think what Michigan did to our offense, you think that was something?
Now I ain't gonna say it's gonna be no railroad. Now it's gonna be a hell of a game.
That Texas
But
Tech, that Texas Tech team that was high powered, you have them, 3 points, 6 points.
Look, and we talking about a healthy Tyrone Proto. Pete Duck. Okay, well, I'm sorry. We're talking about defense. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there.
Defense.
That's part of punt return.
True. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I gotta
man,
go 05. No disrespect
Dude,
to the 20 for the
You
last
had
year
D'Amico
team.
and Roach at linebacker, man.
No.
D'Amico
You had
Ryan.
Mark Anderson.
You gotta understand this dude was to end up being the NFL rookie defensive rookie of the year in the league. He was no
And I don't think people remember how good of a college linebacker Freddie Roach was. If you forget because of D'Amico, Freddie Roach was a freaking stud.
He landed that low as well.
And D'Amico would break down any offense. He was so book smart. Like he knew what was coming in.
Oh, D'Amico was brilliant.
And then you got Pep and Hart in the back. That's
what I'm saying. You gotta understand. I remember D'Amico in my life. I'm 36. He's 35. When they was playing, he looking at the playbook. He going through playbook. He wasted no time and wasted no week to prepare. So when he got on that field, he was calling and seeing everything. He was everywhere. He put everybody in the right position. Then you had Roman, who was a freaking just an instinctive guru back there. It wasn't nothing really getting by him. I mean, it was. Man, I was happy to be a part of it, to even get in the game for that. It was beautiful.
Roman and Charles Jones probably the two smartest safeties I played with.
True. Oh yeah. Charles was.
You had Tony Dixon too. You had Train. Marcus Spencer was a good one, but I redshirted that year. But as far as being on the field with between Roman Harper and who else I said?
Pep.
Roman with Pep.
Pep was smart. Pep, but Roman was the brains.
So
Roman was the brains behind all that, man.
Yeah.
And so Pep was
and Charles Jones. And Roman and Charles Jones.
Corner.
Those were two of the smartest dudes, man.
He was a converted corner to getting back to safety and Charles and Pepper. Man, it was nice, G. It was nice. Every day in practice, when you come up, it was a standard. It was a high standard. You walk in there, eat, y'all get your do right. Let's play. You know, it was such a high standard that year, man. And people forget how close we were to make the SEC championship. If that LSU game second or third and whatever it was, that don't happen.
I didn't go to class for a week. I was depressed.
Hurt.
D'Amico, put your hair on fire.
Sorry, my dad.
Put your hair on fire.
But yes.
D'Amico.
Very nicely done, gentlemen.
Jet red. You know, we just gotta stop that little jet counter.
30 cover 8. That's
Justin, see what you did.
That was great. Good question, Justin. Well done.
Oh man, so Patty, we're gonna
go to
you. Patty, we're gonna go to you. Our Joe Cons of the final whistle.
Oh my goodness.
Give us, week 0 sports. You do it all, Vegas, DraftKings, whatever. Give us your over/under SEC wins for Alabama this year. I think Alabama's got 8 or 9. Is that correct?
9.5.
It's 9.5. Are we just doing Bama? Or I thought I was doing a whole.
Let's do Bama. Let's do Bama. Let's do Bama first.
We got 3.
Let's do Bama.
Do I think they go over or under?
Oh, yeah. I think Bama's going over. That's 10-2.
10-2
is we definitely 10-2 at worst.
You talking?
Man, I think they're going. I think there's 5 SEC teams at 9.5, and 2 that are at 10.5. So that's 7 teams they're expecting to win, 10 games plus. That's the math ain't gonna work out. I do think Bama is one of them. I think the schedule kind of works out. I do think it's 10-2, but that wasn't to me the most interesting of all the over-unders. But yeah, man, I'm on record. I think people are sleeping on DeBoer and the talent that Saban's left and what he can do with it. I mean, the guy's done nothing but win everywhere he's done, and he's done it quickly. He's going to do it at Bama, and I think the schedule shapes up. I do like the over Bama. I think 10-2 is very much on the table for this team. There's just too much talent, man, and you got the leadership on the field with. I know I catch a lot of grief on here about my Milroe statements in the past, but I mean the leadership from Milroe, the leadership from Malachi Moore, look, you just heard what we were talking about, all the defensive guys. There's going to be studs. It's going to be one of the better defenses DeBoer's ever had to work with. So yeah, I love the over with Bama, at least at 10-2, and man, shoot for the stars and go 11-1. But that wasn't the most interesting to me, man. There was 3 things that caught me. Let's first of all talk about the 2 newcomers, Texas and Oklahoma. They've got Texas at 10.5. They think Texas is going to walk into the SEC and be a 10-win, 11-win team. I'm not buying that yet. I don't like – I mean, I like the under. I mean, 10 wins and you hit the under. So that's 2 losses, and they've got Georgia on the schedule. Look, man, say what you will. Georgia hadn't lost a regular season game in 3 years. That 10.5, I'd like the over in Georgia. But the other one that caught me was Oklahoma. They got Oklahoma at 7.5 over under total wins. They've got, I mean, they think they're no better than Auburn or Kentucky, which is what, middle of the road SEC. So they think Oklahoma's kind of got a rude awakening coming. So, like I said, I like the under on both the newcomers into the SEC on Oklahoma and Texas. The other thing that struck me is Florida. Longtime power. I guess that's long time forgotten. They've got a 5.5 over under win total, and I think the under is the play. If you've looked at Florida's November, I don't think they're going to win a game in the month of November, and they're going to lose some before it. So I think under 5.5 in Florida, which is crazy considering what the program they've been during our lifetime.
No bowling games.
Interesting play.
They may beat Florida State at the end of the year. I'm not impressed with Florida State this year.
No, they're going to be broken. You're coming off 4 straight losses.
They're going to be beat down. You're right.
What about UGTA?
Florida's got the hardest schedule in college football.
What about Georgia?
It's absolutely absurd.
What about Georgia, Patty?
Georgia's 10.5. I know the fans here aren't going to like it. Look, man, we ain't here to make fans and friends. We're here to make money. I would take the over on Georgia regular season wins right now. I think they go 11-1, 12-0 again.
Rolling.
I think Ole Miss. I like the over for Ole Miss. I think there's a 9.5.
Homer pick. I like 9.5. The over for Ole Miss. The unders I like at the 9.5. There's 5. You've got Ole Miss, Bama, Tennessee, LSU, and Missouri all sitting at 9.5. Boy, man, that Missouri one. They got a lot of love from Missouri out in Vegas this year at 9.5.
Split screen me with him for LSU.
Do what?
I said, when you get to LSU, split screen with me, because I've got to rage about LSU.
Do it.
I like the over in Tennessee more than I like the over in LSU. I would lean under in LSU. Hit it, Ty.
I like the under for Tennessee.
Listen. LSU had a defense that made Alex Grinch look competent last year. Do you know how difficult that is? Alex Grinch hasn't had a competent defense since 2013 Washington State. It was abysmal. I get it. They get in some great coaches. Corey Raymond comes back. Bo Davis on the defensive line, and Bo Davis can coach his tail off. But, gentlemen, they didn't have a run game last year. The only run game they had was from Jayden Daniels, who went for 1,100 yards. So let me correct myself. The run game came on the back of the quarterback, who was also their entire offense, plus those 2 monster wide receivers. Guess what they don't have this year? They don't have Jayden Daniels. John Emery is in the transfer portal. Both those wide receivers, gone. Now, let me be honest here. If I'm ranking my concerns for LSU, I'm not concerned about LSU and wide receivers. They grow them they just grow them. I don't know what they do. They always have great wide receivers. They'll have another one. I like Nussmeier, but you had a quarterback last year that was so dangerous in that offense because you had to account for his legs. Nobody's going to account for Garrett Nussmeier's legs. And if you walk into the SEC with the defense that ranks past 110 in the nation again, and let's remind everybody, they were trying to get Dominic Williams from TCU. They lost that bid. They don't have a defensive line that you look at. Mason Smith is in the NFL. Harold Perkins, they don't know what the hell they're going to do with him. They don't know whether they want to stand him up or have him rush the quarterback. They are absolutely lost. Dominic Williams went to Oklahoma. Simeon Barrow went to Miami. They struck out on the defensive front. How LSU is being looked at as the number 3 team in the SEC blows my mind. If they're saying, hey, it's Brian Kelly, he's a great coach, guess what? Kalen DeBoer was just in the national championship with Washington. And gentlemen, there are only 2 teams in the playoff era that have won a playoff game under the 50% blue chip ratio. TCU and Kalen DeBoer's Washington. It makes no sense.
I don't think LSU will come out in the preseason rankings as the 3rd highest rated SEC team, though.
We'll have to make a clip out of that one, Justin.
Yeah.
You did your thing on that one, man.
Send it to Baton Rouge.
Colin Baton Rouge, you're overrated.
Hey, the Tennessee man, 10 wins. They trying to say they're going to beat Bama, I guess, but no, I don't see Tennessee getting a 10.
I got the Georgia. I think this is the first time Georgia. I think this is the first time Georgia has to play a true SEC.
I got Georgia at 10 wins.
Georgia's got to go to Bama and Ole Miss, right?
And Texas.
Texas.
And Texas.
The weekend where there's an F1 race there, too. Jeez.
My question is, we know that Alabama has dominated this Alabama and Georgia rivalry, regardless of what Georgia fans want to say, is the record is what it is. Yeah. How much impact does it have on Kirby Smart if they play us this year again and we beat them again?
They are going
to
lose.
Let me tell you why. I've been telling y'all this. Kirby Smart's whole identity is based off Nick Saban. Now that Coach Saban is not there, and I say this because Kirby, whoever Coach Saban recruits, he recruits. Whatever defense Coach Saban runs, he runs.
Landscape, bed, everything.
However Saban whatever Saban wears, he wears. Like his whole identity.
His golf swing.
Yeah, his golf swing. Everything is predicated on what Coach Saban is doing. And now Coach Saban is not there. Kirby in Georgia has to figure out an identity outside of Nick Saban. So I think with the tough schedule, they're kind of in a precarious situation where, what are they going to be? What is their identity? I think that's something nobody's really talking about, in my opinion. That's why I think they truly have to play an SEC schedule this year. They're not getting babied like they've been in the past, playing Vanderbilt and Kentucky and then playing 2 hard games later in the season. Like they have to go to Texas, Ole Miss, Bama. Like they start with Clemson. Like they got a true schedule, and that's just my take. So I'm interested to see how he adjusts with there's no Saban, no daddy's in town. It was easy to do whatever Saban's there, but now Saban's not there. You kind of have to create your own identity. So
who are their 2 losses if they go under?
I'll go 3. I got them 3 losses.
Bama, Texas,
Ole Miss.
Woo.
I don't think Texas gets them.
I'm giving them 2. I think they lose 2 out of 3 of those.
I don't think they lose to Texas, and I'm going to tell you why, guys. Kirby's defense is a lot like Nick's defense, where if you want to beat Nick and Kirby, you got to be able to test them deep. Quinn Ewers was one of the worst quarterbacks in the Big 12 at deep completion percentage. Now, you look at his stats, they look great, but that's because the majority of his passes were at or within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Sark knows his weakness. We got to get the ball out your hand quick because your footwork is inconsistent. Quinn is great, but he doesn't consistently set his feet. And because of that, he had one of the lowest percentages of completions. Against Rice, he was 0 for 7 on throws against over 20 yards.
Yep.
That's a trend with him. And I love Quinn. I covered him in high school. For Georgia, you got to be able to test them deep. If you're not able to, good luck.
Listen, it's going to be exciting. We go on this topic all day. So anybody got anything to say before we shift to the last topic real quick?
I want to know, what's Vandy's?
Vandy is
academic all SEC. That's what they.
I think it's like 2. I think it's 2.5 or 3.
Who?
Yeah, Vandy.
Who?
Right there with Auburn.
What's Auburn?
What's New Mexico State's? Actually, that's the one I want to know.
Higher than Auburn.
Auburn 6.5.
Under.
I was gonna say
Under.
something, but I ain't gonna do it. I was gonna say
Yeah, I'm
something.
holding on, man. Y'all are look. Eric don't understand this. They're setting me up. I'm trying to be good this week. I usually
I
go
was
on some
gonna say
kind of
something.
tangent.
Don't be on your best behavior. Don't get shot now. I want to hear.
Well, I'm trying to respect, the
That's why I'm going at
thoughts
Georgia,
and prayers, but I'm sure that Hugh's doing a lot of praying from the massage parlor as well. I mean, that's how he used to do it at Ole Miss. So
Man, y'all
That
crazy.
didn't stop the delivery of the
freeze.
the lotion this week. So
Jergens Ultra Special.
yeah, I guess you can give T's and P's anywhere.
You're going to Vaseline now.
Okay. So, guys, let's do rapid fire real quick. We're gonna see how fast we can do this. Bama 2024 captains. How many we want to do? 2 or 4?
It's 3, ain't it?
2. Rapid fire.
it's 3.
Let's do
There's
2.
3. There's
Yeah,
3
3,
captains.
but we're gonna do 2. We're gonna name 2. Everybody name 2.
We'll name 2.
Man,
I'm gonna
It's
go.
easy.
I'm gonna pop this off. I'm gonna go Milroe, Jihaad Campbell, Chris,
Milroe, Malachi Moore.
That's it.
E. Gray,
Milroe, Malachi Moore. I'm with you too.
Yep.
Ty,
Milroe, Malachi Moore.
Dan,
Ditto.
Patty.
M&M's, baby.
Let me swap it up. Go ahead.
I mean,
No.
we
No.
want to try to get
Oh,
funny with the
sorry.
answer and be real. It's going to be Malachi Moore and Milroe. They're the leaders of the team.
The
That's who
third.
answer
You
is.
should have asked who the third captain was.
no,
I said Jihaad
No.
Campbell. I think it's gonna be Jihaad.
no.
Lawson, man. Deontay Lawson.
I disagree on
Go
both
trenches
fronts.
again.
On Tyler Booker.
Bring it, Lou.
I knew
Bring
it.
Lou.
Go, Lou.
I disagree on both fronts. Give me Tyler Booker and Jaden Roberts, captains.
Two
'Cause they gonna bring the
O-linemen?
attitude of the yeah.
Ain't never been no 2 old linemen, dude.
Dude, ever. It
It's
will
a new
never.
era. It's a
I-
new era.
Hey,
I knew Tyler
He
Booker.
said it's a
Milroe,
new
Malachi
day.
Moore, Deontay Lawson.
I could see Booker going out as the third.
Most definitely.
I could see Booker.
They gonna
as
go
the
with a
third.
senior man. Watch. Deontay Lawson.
You
Well,
also
guys-
gotta think too. Didn't Malachi Moore already get it?
Malachi
That's what
Moore.
I'm saying. You gonna continue to
Yeah.
get it.
I don't think in the new regime, I think Malachi Moore surrenders that to one of his teammates.
But see,
I
think
really
about
do.
it. Malachi Moore was a big reason why this roster stayed together. He and Milroe.
Later.
Major.
True.
Yeah, but that's not a captain. That's a major. You got to understand the rank system, Chris.
Well, speaking of captains, we're gonna salute to all the Final Whistle fans for hanging in there with us tonight. Salute to E. Gray, Lushawn, Ty, Dan,
Guys.
Patty, Chris James. Listen, guys, don't forget the Bama Standard, your #1 show for Bama content, the Crimson Dynasty, tomorrow night with Final Whistle Dan, 6 p.m. Central. And guys, don't forget about Saturday night, Talking Bama, on Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Central. So guys, where can they find you? Where can they follow you? Let's go, E. Gray. You're our guest.
All right. Yes, you can follow me on my podcast. I'm about to get ready to gear up for season 2. It's E36 Unfiltered. E36 Unfiltered. Get my YouTube page. Check me out. Also, my Instagram is at E36_unfiltered. So check me out. You can follow me there.
Nice. Chris?
Well, man, y'all know I'm simple. Just find me on Facebook, talking trash to everybody. Eat great, everybody know, everybody. I'm friends with everybody but Ty on here, man. Ty, you even have a Facebook?
I pretend I don't. I haven't been on it since 2018.
You got
Oh, so
got
when you were
AOL.
like-
It's famous.
when you were like 4?
Yeah, exactly.
AOL Messenger.
Face.
I actually do. Yeah.
Ty,
Dan got the Backstreet Kids as his MySpace on.
he got new kids on the block on this traffic.
Yo,
Ty, how can they reach you?
Hey, but you can find me on Facebook, Chris K. James Sr. On Instagram at Final Whistle Chris. On
Twitter.
On X at Coach Chris James.
Ty Hayes, ATS.
Yeah, listen, anywhere that's willing to give me a mic, you can find me over here. I was going to be on the Saturday show, but the wife told me we were going to Colorado, so to Colorado I go. We were going to reschedule that Saturday show, so look for me on a Saturday with the guys that do a fantastic job over here, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I'm not here, you can find me over at Around the Table Sports, where we just are into all kind of mischief. If I'm not there, you can find me on Bleacher Report. So like I said, anywhere that's willing to give me a microphone, June 12th or 13th, be on the lookout. I will be on Bleacher Report hosting a stream talking about the early predictions for the SEC.
Nice.
Hey, if it's June 13th, that's my birthday, baby. You got to bring your boy on.
You're born on Friday the 13th.
It's the Hunt receiver, baby.
Ooh, like LeBron. Dan, we know they can find you at Mother Pearl's Senior Citizen Home, but how can they follow you, sir?
Yeah, man, y'all can follow me right here on this very network every Tuesday night, right here with this cast. Wednesday nights, you catch me on the Crimson Dynasty with C.C. Payne and Hannah Stevens. You catch me on Twitter at The Final Whistle Dan. You catch me on Facebook, Dan James IV. And y'all, that's where it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And make sure y'all tune in constantly to this channel to get all your Bama info. The number one source starts right here on this network.
And he's the hottest dancer.
Dan, are you still on Backpage?
Yeah.
What you know about that, Justin?
I thought we took that down.
No,
He's the hottest dancer in South Georgia for all the senior citizen ladies, sassy ladies out there. Lushawn, how can they find you, sir?
You can find me on X, Rolush21, Facebook and Instagram, Lucian Graves. And as always, you can find me on Tuesday nights, surrounded by the greatest cast, talking about the greatest team and the greatest conference, talking about the greatest sport ever made.
The Avengers.
The Avengers, baby.
The Avengers. Petty, my main man. What parlor?
As you know, I can't be found. I'm still in witness protection. So
My guys are doing a good job.
Parts after my comments about Auburn the last few weeks, they've had to put me in hiding. Otherwise, you can they've kicked me out of farmersonly.com, so that handle's gone. But
now you transferred from farmersonly.com to cornonthecob.com.
My massage parlor Frozen Ropes got shut down.
Whoa.
Lee County. Competition problems.
My God.
So, man, I guess you're just going to have to find me on FacePage at Daniel Petty. I'm only Pettey. I'm sure I'll be getting a lot of love from Auburn people on there. Twitter X _ Petty. And otherwise, I'm here every Tuesday night trying to make these guys laugh. And every once in a while, I moonlight on the other show, the Bama Standard, when they need another knucklehead on there. So every Tuesday night with you lovely guys.
Did he actually say face page?
Face page.
Yeah, I call it face page. I'm older.
Hey guys, this is the final whistle. Thanks for joining. Great, thanks for joining us. Please come back again.
Man, thanks for having me, guys.
Another exciting show of the Final Whistle here on the Bama Standard. You know we like to end on those two words.
Roll.
Roll. Let's go.
Don't give a piss about nothing like that.
Roll.
I'm a blitz.